Hurricane Maria in Photos Gallery by Photo Services. This article, originally published at 12:50 p.m., was updated at 5:45 p.m. with the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Maria tore across Puerto Rico Wednesday, unleashing two destructive winds, knocking out power to the entire island, and catastrophic flooding. The storm, which will continue to batter the island with strong winds and torrential rain into the evening, is next set to scrape across the northern coast of the Dominican Republic Thursday before arriving in the Turks and Caicos and southeast Bahamas on Friday. Subscribe to the Post-Most newsletter. Today's most popular stories on the Washington Post this weekend. It is expected to turn north parallel to the east coast, but just how close it tracks to the coast next week, while enormously consequential, is not yet clear. Scroll down for additional information. The latest. Maria's assault on Puerto Rico. Maria had moved off the north coast of Puerto Rico late Wednesday afternoon, positioned 75 miles east of Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. The storm was churning to the northwest at 12 miles per hour over the Atlantic Ocean. Even though the storm was moving away from the island, heavy rain and strong winds are likely to continue over Puerto Rico into the evening. In the hours leading up to and following landfall, the storm's peak winds estimated by the National Hurricane Center had decreased substantially, from 175 to 110 miles per hour. But the Hurricane Center predicted it to strengthen back to a major Category 3 hurricane and hold that intensity for at least 48 hours. While winds continued to howl Wednesday afternoon, inland rain was emerging as the most severe hazard, and the Hurricane Center described the flash flooding as catastrophic. Rivers on the island had rapidly risen, some reaching record levels in a matter of hours. At 5 p.m., 11 of 27 river gauges on Puerto Rico were reporting major flooding and severe flash flood warnings, and flash flood emergencies were active. The National Weather Service in San Juan reported incredible rainfall rates up to 5 to 7 inches per hour Wednesday morning. Estimated rainfall totals in Puerto Rico exceeded 20 inches in many areas. Some gauges recorded amounts to around 30 inches, including 33.58 inches in La Plaza, and 28.70 inches in Cidra. Estimated rainfall in Puerto Rico through 2 p.m. Wednesday, as the storm made landfall early Wednesday morning along the southeast coast of Puerto Rico. A National Ocean Service tide gauge at Yabucoa Harbor, Puerto Rico, reported a rise in water 5.3 feet above the normal high tide. Wind reports became scarce by 8 a.m. as wind sensors and/or their transmission signals failed. But numerous locations clocked gusts over 110 miles per hour, including San Juan, Effects and St. Croix and U.S. Virgin Islands early Wednesday morning. Sustained winds reached 106 miles per hour and gusts were reported up to 137 miles per hour in St. Croix, between 10 and 11 p.m. Tuesday. St. Croix Airport on the southwest part of the island reported gusts up to 92 mph before the wind sensor stopped reporting, while St. Croix was hit hard and damage was extensive. The storm's inner eye wall containing its most violent winds just missed to the south, sparing the island the worst of its fury. The storm passed even farther to the south of St. Thomas, but social media photos showed significant flooding on the island. The forecast: while the core of Maria will progress offshore by Wednesday afternoon, Puerto Rico can expect torrential rain and strong winds well into the day, perhaps into the evening. Flash flooding and mudslides are likely to continue and, in some areas, worsen. Link. National Weather Service local hurricane statement for Puerto Rico effects on the Dominican Republic. Turks and Caicos and southeast Bahamas by Wednesday night and through Thursday. The storm should be exiting Puerto Rico and is forecast to parallel the north shore of the Dominican Republic, which was hit hard by Irma. Early on Friday, the hurricane is expected to come close to the Turks and Caicos and southeast Bahamas, also ravaged by Irma. All of these areas are under a hurricane warning and can expect hurricane-force wind gusts and torrential rains of 8 to 16 inches, and locally up to 20 inches. The storm surge is forecast to reach 4 to 6 feet above normally dry land in the northeast Dominican Republic and up to a devastating 10 to 15 feet in the southeast Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, near and just north of where the center passes. U.S. effects after the storm passes the southeast Bahamas. Some models suggest it could find an escape route out to sea, remaining offshore from the east coast. But it is way too early to sound the all-clear. Group of simulations from American Blue and European Red computer models from Wednesday for Hurricane Maria. Each color strand represents a different model simulation with slight tweaks to initial conditions. Note that the strands are clustered together where the forecast track is most confident, but they diverge where the course of the storm is less certain. The bold red line is the average of all of the European model simulations, while the blue is the average of all the American model simulations. Hurricane Jose may help in keeping Maria away from the U.S. mainland by drawing it to the northeast. However, if Jose weakens too quickly, Maria could drift closer to the U.S. coast by the middle of next week. Even if Maria remains just offshore along the east coast, dangerous surf and rip currents are likely. Maria's place in history and this hurricane season in perspective when Maria slammed ashore near Yabucoa, Puerto Rico, at 6:15 a.m. Wednesday with 155 miles per hour winds. It became the first Category 4 storm to directly strike the island since 1932. It was the first hurricane of any intensity to make landfall there since George in 1998. Maria's landfall pressure of 914 millibars in Puerto Rico was the third lowest on a record for a hurricane striking the U.S. The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm. On Tuesday evening, Maria's pressure dropped to 909 millibars, ranking among the 10 lowest in recorded history in the Atlantic. Its maximum sustained winds, which reached 175 miles per hour, also ranked among the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record. At 9:35 p.m. Monday, Maria became the first Category 5 storm to strike Dominica in recorded history, leaving behind widespread destruction. We have lost all what money can buy. Hurricane Maria devastates Dominica. In just 18 hours Monday, the storm strengthened from a minimal Category 1 storm to a Category 5 monster. Its pressure dropped 52 millibars in 18 hours, one of the fastest deepening rates on record behind Ike, Rita, Gilbert, and Wilma, tweeted Tomerberg, an atmospheric science graduate student at SUNY Albany. Maria is the latest powerhouse storm in what has become a hyperactive hurricane season. 2017 joins 1932, 1933, 1961, 2005, and 2007 as only years with multiple Cat 5s. Tweeted MDA Federal, a meteorological consulting firm. With Maria, the 2017 hurricane season has already featured 4 Category 4 or stronger storms. This has only happened 4 previous times by Sept. 18. 3 of these storms made landfall in the U.S. at Category 4 intensity: Harvey, Irma, and Maria, which is unprecedented in the modern record.